Let's get to our Super Wildcard Weekend NFL Rundown. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Every week, our NFL Rundown is brought to us by Brunt Insurance. You got to make sure your home is protected. God forbid you have some type of accident, some type of disaster, catastrophe. You don't want to be left out in the lurch, and that's why I've been using Greg Brunt and Brunt Insurance. About 10 years now I've been with him, and that's because I know I'm taken care of. I don't have anything to worry about. I got that peace of mind because the thing is, if I need home insurance and I'm going out there and I'm just searching, look, the market's confusing, man. Let Brunt Insurance sort it all out for you. Fully licensed staff. They know the area. Matter of fact, Brunt Insurance is serving from Pensacola to the Keys and beyond. Brunt Insurance and Financial Services delivers comprehensive insurance and financial solutions, all tailored to your needs. Since 2013, they specialize in home, auto, life insurance, whatever you need. BruntInsurance.com, 954-589-2204. If you're looking for affordable care, they're offering the best coverage for automobile, motorcycle, your boat. You're going to the right place if you go to Brunt Insurance. Matter of fact, home, renter's insurance, condo insurance, like I said, the market's very confusing. Brunt Insurance, you tell them where you are, you tell them what you need, and like I said, I've been with Greg Brunt and Brunt Insurance for about 10 years from now. I know that I'm taken care of. BruntInsurance.com, 954-589-2204. Get yourself that peace of mind so you know that if there's an issue, you're going to be taken care of. NFL Super Wildcard Weekend, pretty wild. Now, obviously, you had the Dolphins. We've been over that. Let's start out Saturday afternoon. San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks. Now, this game was dicey. The Seahawks were up, I think it was 17-16 at halftime. They were up by a point at halftime. It's like, all right, you got the third string rookie quarterback. Wow, where have I heard that before? You got the third string rookie quarterback. He hasn't lost a game. How is he going to perform in a playoff game with some real pressure now? Well, he's going to perform pretty damn good. Brock Purdy and the 49ers blow out the Seahawks in the second half. Purdy finished 18 for 30, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey had 15 rushes for 119 yards. I don't understand how he's slippery. How a guy that small is such a good rusher. He had 2 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown. Geno Smith. I think they're going to keep rolling with Geno Smith. I would. They have a high draft pick, too. I think they have the number 5 overall pick. That's probably from a trade that they made. I'm not sure which one. It must be the Denver trade, right? Geno Smith, 25 for 35, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception. DK Metcalf had 10 catches for 136 and 2 touchdowns. But the Niners crushed the Seahawks in the second half, 41-23. Kyle Shanahan, he really seems like the next big time. He's been a big time coach for a couple years, but it seems like he's going to be big time and around for a really long time. How about left tackle Trent Williams with this kind of praise?
His track record speaks for itself. He's the most brilliant offensive mind that the game has to offer, and he got some of the most dangerous weapons that the game has to offer. He just knows the game of football like nobody I've ever been around. And not just the X's and O's, but how players react. He reads players. He watches opponents, throughout the whole week. And by Thursday, Friday, he can tell you exactly what this guy's favorite deal is, how he like to drop, how he like to defend. And I think that helps the team. It gives us a lot of knowledge going into the game that it comes from obviously a higher level.
So the Niners, they are now going to await the winner of tonight, Monday Night Football, Tampa and Dallas. All the matchups for the division round are set except for that one. The winner, 4-5 matchup, Tampa Bay, Dallas, and that's because the Giants won. We'll get to that in a second. San Francisco is going to host the winner of Tampa Bay and Dallas tonight. The Jaguars, Saturday night. Man, you're a Jaguar fan. You never got anything good to root for. And the last 2 weeks have been bananas. Last week, obviously, great win against the Titans. Crowd was awesome at home. And then this past Saturday night, the Chargers are up, was it 27-0 in this game? Holy crap. The Jaguars come storming back in this one. And they pick up a huge 4th down, which Doug Peterson, man, It's 4th and 1. Are they going to kick a super long field goal? Are they going to go for it? No. Peterson calls timeout, which is huge because they used one of these timeouts where if they decide to go for a field goal and now they miss it, or even if they get stuffed, the Chargers, they're going to be able to run down the clock almost all the way, all right? This is going to be an issue, and then you're never going to get the ball back. So using that timeout was enormous, not just because balls moved to give it away, but also because, you know what? I don't like the look. We're still going for it. We're going to run a different kind of play. They run an outside sweep to Etienne. He gets inside the 20-yard line. It sets up the game-winning field goal.
36-yarder from the right hash to win the game. Logan Cook will put it down. Riley Patterson. Cook puts it down. Patterson's kick is up. The field goal is good! 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 The Jaguars have won it! The Jaguars have won it! They have come back from 27-0 to win the game and move on! How good is that?
That's what I'm talking about. You gotta love this team. You gotta love Doug Peterson and what he's built and the culture. These guys never feel like they're out of it. 5 turnovers in the first half. 4 interceptions by Trevor Lawrence. Down 27-0, and they just kicked it to win it and go to the next round.
Great call. Happy for Jaguars fans. They got nothing to cheer about, and that's freaking awesome, man. They win 31-30. Trevor Lawrence. Is it possible to have the shittiest game and the best game all at once? 28 for 47, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. All 4 of those interceptions in the first half. And man, look, I lean toward it was a great game. Because if you're to have a 4-interception game in the first half, and then mentally you're still able to stick with it in the second half and lead that kind of comeback, yeah, Trevor Lawrence, big time. Etienne Jr., 20 rushes, 109 yards. Justin Herbert, golden boy, blows a 27-0 lead. If Tua blew a 27-0 lead, he'd be thrown out of the NFL. Justin Herbert, 25 for 43, 273 yards, and a touchdown. Gerald Everett, he had 6 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown as well. And the Jaguars, they move on. They are in Kansas City in the divisional round. The New York Giants, they were the trendy pick the entire week. The Giants at the Vikings. Everyone loved the Giants, rightfully so. Giants led most of the game. Game was tied a couple times. Giants end up taking the lead middle of the fourth quarter. Saquon Barkley with a 2-yard rushing touchdown. The Vikings have one final chance to get something going here. It's 4th and 8. And listen to the very sad Vikings radio call.
4th and 8 from the Vikings 48. If they don't get a first down, the New York Giants win the game. Cousins takes the snap. Thibodeau blitzes. Hurt. Throws right. Caught Hawkinson shy of the first down. And he stopped at the Giants 49. And the New York Giants are heading to Philadelphia for the divisional round of the postseason, having beaten the Minnesota Vikings 31-24. I mean, that whole operation there, Hawkinson, like 235 yards in 2 games against the Giants. But that whole operation there, man, that was just super short.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we caught a break as Slayton drops what should have been a first down.
How about Daniel Jones? They got a quarterback, man. Brian Daboll, I know yesterday doesn't count. Brian Daboll's got to be coach of the year, right? Like, same thing as McDaniel. Your job is to find out about Daniel Jones. Oh, and you also made the playoffs. Oh, and they won a playoff game on the road. Daniel Jones, 24 for 35, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, 17 rushes, 78 yards. I'm in on Daniel Jones if I'm a Giants fan. Kirk Cousins, just a poor decision there on that 4th and 8. You're throwing for a 3-yard gain. 31, like that's a Skylar Thompson pass. 31 for 39, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson, that was a great trade for them. 10 catches, 129 yards. The New York Giants are at their division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, next week. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Finally, Bengals and Ravens. As the great Jim Ross would say, this was a slobber knocker. The Ravens, they're in the lead at halftime. Eventually, it's tied 17-all in the fourth quarter. The Ravens have the ball on the 2-yard line. Not the 1-yard line. That's important to note. On the 2-yard line. And here's the call.
Right around Hundley, reaches, that ball's out, that's live! Back the other way, Sam Hubbard! The Cincinnati Kid! Hubbard's got a convoy! Chased by Andrews! At the 30, the 20, he will score!
Now that's a 14-point swing if I ever saw one. Now, why is it important to note that it was on the 2-yard line? Tyler Huntley, he tries to leap over the pile, but you can't do that when you're coming from the 2. He wasn't even close to getting the ball over on the line of scrimmage, on the goal line. Now, the officials did a good job not blowing the whistle for forward progress. It was not forward progress. He was still moving forward. Ball gets punched out. Bengals end up winning the game 24-17. Tyler Huntley was 17 of 29, 226, 2 touchdowns and interception, but a very poor decision there with their season on the line. Joe Burrow, 23 for 32, 209 yards and a touchdown. He also had a touchdown rushing. Jamar Chase, 9 catches, 84 yards and a touchdown. And the Bengals, raucous crowd there in Cincinnati. They are in Buffalo next weekend. And that right there is your Super Wild Card Weekend NFL Rundown.